Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice and Bengals Nation. So this is our fun Football Friday show. Easy for me to say. Now, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. I am up to 665 subscribers. That is awesome. We're doing great. We're trying to keep it rolling, trying to get it to 700 as fast as we can. Now, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. Okay, I'm going to start this off with a little story. Now, some of you may or may not know that I work at nights. So last night I was working and everything, and I'm about to get off and go home, and all of a sudden the news hits, and everybody at work's going, "Oh man!" I'm like, "What?" They're like, "The Colts have positive tests." I'm like, "Oh, that's not good." I'm like, "Oh man, that means there's no Bengals." I'm like, we already have no Bearcats because they got positive tests. I'm like, so I got no football. So I come home, do some stuff, take a nap, wake up. Then my boy Jeremy Dean comes up and on our little Facebook messenger group says they are false positives. I'm like, woohoo! Yes, we got football back. I'm so happy. So anyway, with that in mind, I'll bring my boys in from Bengals Nation. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Mike? What's going on?
What is up?
What's up, Jeff?
Who day, man. I'm so happy we got football. I don't know about you guys.
Oh,
I was worried
about it, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I was worried until that beautiful Bleacher Report popped up and said false positives. The game is on.
It's on, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong. So, speaking of that, now we've talked about how, we think that the Bengals have a chance of winning this game. Well, we got some history to go with that. The Bengals have won 4 of the last 6 times versus the Colts. And the last time the Bengals played the Colts, Joe Mixon recorded 149 yards of total offense against the Colts. That's some more interesting stuff. John Ross, if he plays, be some good memories. John Ross got his first NFL touchdown versus the Colts. Got to bring the comments up here. People are already commenting. Let's see here. And the last time the Bengals, I think it's the last time, the Bengals scored 24 unanswered points and beat the Colts 34-23. That was in 2018. Now, another thing, Carlos Dunlap, he's actually going to get the start this week because Hubbard is hurt. Carlos has scored 2 out of his 3 career touchdowns against the Colts. These are all good vibes, man. Good vibes. Nothing but good vibes on the Friday show. So,
it's a little pie in the face to Zach Taylor there. He benches Dunlap, and then Hubbard gets hurt. And welcome back, Dunlap. We've missed you the whole time, brother. But hey, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for him to get back out, starting, feeling like he should start, and we'll go from there and see how it goes. But let's get after old man Rivers this weekend, guys.
Okay, so I'm cracking up laughing. Facebook user, I'm pretty sure I know who this is. I think this is Bengal Jim, but Jeremy and Mike, our dude Jeff throws like John Kitna. Now that is crap. No. My teammate that I had threw like crap. Okay, I was on it. I don't know what. Like I said, it just says Facebook user, so I think it's my boy Bengal Jim. But just
is that somebody that's played football with you, Jeff? I mean, has he seen you throw the ball? Honestly, come on.
Well, I was out with him. What was that, Wednesday night? And there was Wednesday night. Yeah, and it's Bengal Jim, and he was over here in Delhi, and I saw him, and he's playing this game. I've seen it, but I've never played it before. Now, if you guys know what cornhole is, it's kind of like that, but it's called bowling, and you set up tables or on the ground, and you set up real bowling pins, and you throw a football, and you try to knock the pins down. It is fun as hell. But my teammate, we called him Bacon because he was from Roger Bacon. Who day, Landon? What's going on? Wasn't that good. So that's my thing. Dude, you throw the ball. I'm not kidding. I would throw the ball and it would hit right in front of the pin and bounce over it. And then I threw the ball in the exact same spot 3 times where I'd already knocked the pins down. So that's That's accuracy. I must say. I gotta say that's accuracy.
Throwing short every time. Yeah, that's accuracy. Yeah, definitely.
No, not short. Hitting the exact same spot every time.
A little bit of arm strength there. Yeah, good. That's good one.
Yep, there's foaling. That's what it's called, foaling. I looked it up because I kept asking Jim, like, what is it called? More like David Klingler. You weren't even there, William. You guys talking crap.
There you go. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. I love it.
I was dominating.
Hi, Hannah.
I think that's one of your fans.
That's my little sister. Yep.
Hey, Hannah, what's up, girl? How you doing? Hold on. Yeah, bring Mike back in here. Mike's back. All right, buddy. All right.
Sorry
So anyway,
about that,
I got completely off topic. Thanks to Bengal Jim. Just totally threw me off. And so anyway, we're talking Carlos Dunlap. Like I said, he scored 2 of his 3 career touchdowns against the Colts. So these are all good vibes as far as going into the Colts game. And Phillip Rivers is not having a very good year.
No.
Ben Rivers has thrown 4 TDs and 5 interceptions. He has the worst ratio through the first 5 weeks. So if we can get some pressure on him, he's going to throw us the ball, or he's going to throw it away. I mean, didn't he create his own safety against somebody this year?
Yeah. He this week is going to be totally different. Last week we were blitzing guys to contain Lamar Jackson. This week we can blitz guys and actually go after Rivers. No, I don't. If I see one defensive lineman or linebacker or safety or cornerback leave their feet, I am going to be ticked off. Run after him, put your shoulder in him, and knock him down. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to do a loop-de-loop. He's not going to run around and throw 50 yards down the field. That isn't what Rivers is doing this year. He is completing almost 71% of his passes, but he's not having a good year. So let's go defense. Let's go defensive backfield. Exactly.
Got another comment from Hannah here, your baby sister. Jeremy's my brother. He made me wear Bengals in my whole childhood. I think that's being a good brother. That's all I got to say. That's being a good brother right there.
I tried to teach her well.
That's definitely a great brother there. As long as you don't have yellow and black on, we're good.
Yep.
That's right. Never.
William, they can jump and still catch him. Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, because last week, I think I can't remember if we talked about this on the show, but I know we talked about it on the phone. How many times, like you said, we're rushing to contain Lamar Jackson. How many times we were the rushers right there and Lamar would ball fake and they jump and all this stuff? Yeah, if Phillip Rivers ball fakes and they jump and our guys jump, we still can tackle them. So yeah, that's going to be that's going to be good.
I really said that because when it comes to Rivers, he's not going to leave the pocket much, if any. So the linemen should be the ones getting their hands in the air. Our blitzers should really just go after him unless there is just a certain case where they can't get there and they do need to jump. That's what I was getting at with that comment. But yeah, our linemen need to get their hands in the air on Rivers.
Yeah, Bengal Jim. 24-1, Bengals big road win. That's what I should clarify that. Hold on. 24-3. Jim, I will take it, brother. That sounds good to me. Like I said, I got a good feeling about this. I know we got so many injuries on the defense, but one thing I'll say about the defense is everybody else has stepped up. I mean, we haven't really had a game. I mean, people can say Baltimore blew us out, but it wasn't the defense. The defense only gave up 20 points. So our defense keeps us in the game. So I do think we got a very good shot of shutting them down, and if Joe freaking Burrow does what he did the first 4 games, we're going to be pretty good. I think we'll be all right. And, Mixon is salivating because he had 124 total yards. Is that what I said he had? Where was that at? Or 149 total yards last time he played him. So, he's ready. And last week is killing the Joes, killing Joe Mixon, killing Joe Burrow. They can't wait to get back on that field and show what happened isn't, normal. Well, we got something else. We got something for them.
Yeah, that's right. It isn't like we can't take Rivers lightly. This guy is a veteran. He's played, I think, probably before my little sister was born. Well before. He's a veteran quarterback. He has threw for 1,220 yards this year. So, it is what it is with him, but he can still complete passes. He can still win ball games. The Colts haven't won 2 games, 3 games, something like 2 games, I think, this year. 3.
I don't know what the record is. That's what I didn't write down.
I should have wrote that down, actually.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Bengal fans. This is what you get, okay? But anyway.
We're very prepared here.
But, we can't look past him, especially with our injuries. We have so many injuries on the defensive line, so many in the backfield. I don't know if Mike has anything on Mackenzie Alexander for this week. Do you have anything on him, Mike?
I do not have nothing. As of today, I have nothing. So, but if you need any updates, you can always go to Bengals Nation, and we do have all updates on Bengals Nation.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the injury report hasn't exactly came out yet. The actual one for the game. But if we can get Alexander back, I have a feeling Sims is going to get picked on a little bit. That's what Rivers is. I mean, that's what he's known for.
But Sims, he's held his own. I think he's done pretty good. He's got 1, maybe 2 interceptions.
For being a rookie, yes. He was picked on quite a bit in Philadelphia, against Philadelphia. But he's growing. But I'm just saying, Rivers is not just some slob off the street. This guy's been playing for years. He's a tough man. He don't get hurt very often. We're still going to have to play defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Philip Rivers is 38, so don't be fooled by his age. Don't be fooled that he's struggling right now. You still have to go out and do your job, defense. And as long as you can do what you did to Lamar last week, you can do to Rivers this week. Pretty good chance.
Yeah, and the thing is, he can't. Philip Rivers never was a mobile quarterback, and he's even worse now because you just say he's 38 years old. So the chances of the Bengals getting pressure on him, I think. I kind of said this on yesterday's show. With all the injuries we got, Carlos Dunlap needs to step up. Geno needs to step up. These guys need to step up, and this is the game for them, because this is another thing I wrote down. I thought that was interesting. Okay, here it is. I don't think I knew this, but Geno and Carlos have combined for 158 sacks. That's the most among the NFL among current teammates. So, they got, they've done it in the past, and this is the time to do it. Hey, Mike, whatever you got in the background, it's killing my ears. I don't know if that's wind or what that is. I keep muting it. Anyway, sorry. But that's where I think it's time for them to step up, because they are the veterans. They are the leaders on the team, regardless if they got a C on their chest or not. They are getting paid. So this is a game that we need them. Geno should be rested. He only played 1 game. So and Carlos didn't play every snap last week like he normally does. So I think this is a good chance.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. We Mike Daniels is out. He's been out. That was another good pickup. A guy really starting to blossom. Then he gets hurt on the IR. Hopefully we'll have him back by week 10, week 11. That's what I've heard.
Right.
But, now you've got Reeder out for the year. Trey Waynes didn't start 1 game. He ended his year early. Just about everybody that we signed in free agency is either hurt for 5 or 6 games or out for the year. So
right.
our guys are just gonna have to step up, and guys like Gino don't need to be told that. He knows that. Dunlap, he knows the same thing. And Lawson on the other side, I'm guessing now since Hubbard's gone, Lawson will take that spot again. We just need to play solid defense, and our offense, I believe, will give us a chance to win. I'll get into the defense of the Colts as we go on in the show here, but I can see us pulling this game out. I really can, and I didn't say that against Baltimore, but I'm feeling pretty good this week. This is a big one. This is a big game. It really is. 2-3-1 sounds a lot better.
Yeah, we got to get a win out this week. Joe said this is what I thought too, and we kind of touched on that. He's pretty sure that he saw Alexander's a go this week. So, but I don't like you said. I don't think all the official injury report for today isn't out until after our show, and the real one doesn't really come out until a couple hours before the game. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Apple Kid, he's new to our show yesterday. You guys are very interesting. Or Crown Apple Kid. I get it right. Crown Apple Kid. Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Another cool thing is our rookie linebackers are definitely stepping up. I mean, Logan Wilson in the last 2 games that he's played, because he missed, I think it was the Eagles game because he had a concussion, but the game before that and then this past game, he's picked the quarterbacks off the last 2 games. And Akeem Davis Gaither at his first start had 4 tackles, and he played a season high 50 defensive snaps. So these guys are coming along. So these are all the positives you have to look at for the season. So yes, we are getting guys injured, but other guys are stepping up. So it's good that that's happening.
Yeah, even if you look at Kareem out of Notre Dame, I believe he was undrafted. Even he's put in some pretty good work this year, and he's made a few plays, and it's good to see. It's good to see the young guys playing. It sucks to see all the veterans and our Pro Bowl players sitting on the bench, but it is what it is.
Exactly. So, I had something else I was going to say.
Fire the coach.
Yeah, fire the coach. Oh, I know I was going to talk. We can try to do our Zeke's of the week early if you guys want to. And now I'll preface it this way: if you guys are new to the show, I know Crown Apple Kid, you are, and we got a couple other people on here. But Zeke of the week is like when I was a kid, some silly thing we call each other like, man, you a Zeke, man, So I just turn it into something that's irritating, something that, funny, whatever. So anyway, if you've been watching my shows here this week, I've been on Jim Turner, the Bengals offensive line coach, and for him to say we are good at the offensive line, and they only draft one guy who apparently can't see the field or hasn't seen the field. So either he's not good enough, he's not getting the playbook. I don't know, because I don't think they're scared to throw him out there if he was ready, because they've thrown everybody else out there at right guard, and they haven't thrown Adeniji out there, and they only signed one guy and not really addressed it anymore in the offseason once you drafted the number 1 overall quarterback. So, Jim Turner, you, sir, are my Zeke of the week. What do you got, Mike?
My Zeke of the week is the offensive line. They need to start improving. Much improve if they want to win some games this year. So my Zeke of the week is the offensive line.
What do you got, Jeremy?
I'm going to go with my Zekester of the weekster. And a lot of you guys on Bengals Nation, I have posted a few things. I've been tough on this guy this week for very good reasons. But mine would have to be AJ Green.
Yes.
Now, do I want to see AJ play great the rest of the year? Yes. Did AJ say that he did not want to be traded and that he was just frustrated? Yes. Did he get benched? Was he hurt? I don't know. But everyone saw the play where Burrow threw it over his head. He couldn't have caught it.
No.
But He didn't have a chance to. There could have been a wind gust to stop the ball. You never know in football. You never know.
Right.
Go for the ball, AJ. He didn't go for the ball, and that's okay. It was the part after that, and the part after that was the guy intercepts the ball. AJ standing beside him and starts jogging forward. And people want to say, yeah, he might have been afraid of getting blocked or hit or what. That's why they're paying you $18 million. Go after the guy.
Get him.
So he's jogging, and if you watch the play, it looks like AJ Green is literally blocking for the guy. His eyes are downfield, and the guy's standing here beside him, and AJ's in front of him jogging like he's about to block. And to see T. Higgins
pointing out the blocks for him, like get that guy, AJ, block that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And to watch a rookie like T. Higgins throw his body all in at that guy. Tackle him, which could have turned into a touchdown in this league. You never know. Tackles the guy, throws his body in there. And I can only imagine T. Higgins looking up at this receiver that, my God, T. Higgins is just a rookie. He looked up to AJ. AJ's been here 10 plus years, whatever. To look up and see AJ just kind of jogging off the field, don't even care, it was a real bad look, AJ. Real bad look, man. I hope you get it together. I hope you figure out whatever it is that makes you happy. If it's not Cincinnati, if it is Cincinnati. But, man, you are my Zeke of the week. And I know I'll probably get pounded on this on Bengals Nation and YouTube and everything else. But to me, with a young team, that's something that is inexcusable for a veteran that all these young guys watched all through high school, growing up even.
Right.
It's something that can't happen.
Yep. I'll throw it out to all the people watching. You guys got a Zeke of the week or anything you guys want to throw out there? We can discuss that. All right, Landon, can't wait till Burrow versus Dalton. That is going to be very, very interesting to watch, because I think Andy Dalton, I know Andy Dalton is going to be fired up to play in Cincinnati with the Cowboys. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But then also, I think the Bengals are going to be fired up to go, hey, this is our guy. Joe freaking Burrow is our guy. This is the reason, we like Andy. He did great. And this is what I feel like. Andy was a good quarterback. He did good for us. We just couldn't get over the hump, whatever. But we've moved on to Joe Burrow. And the thing that kills me, which it's kind of funny. Okay. All the offseason, and for the last 2 years, everybody they had the argument, and it was on Bengals Nation a lot. Well, this is Andy Dalton's fault. Then they had the ones that, well, this is not Andy Dalton's fault, and yada, yada, yada. And you still have people coming on and going, well, we're when we hadn't won a game yet, we're 0 and whatever. Well, see, we could have done that with Andy. And I'm like, but the difference is Joe Burrow, his passes, his command of the offense as a rookie and this offensive line, it's not even close. And no, I don't think the losing was Andy Dalton's fault, but I do think we are in a better position, better at that position now with Burrow than we were with Andy. But anyway, it's going to be very interesting to watch Dalton and Burrow.
I'll throw a quick thought onto it, and then I'll throw it over to Mike and let him give his thought on it. My thought is Dalton's got top 5. They were number 1 offensive line in the league.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a big difference between him playing Burrow. I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be a pretty good game. But on a little different related topic, while we're talking about Joe freaking Burrow, I read this week where they now have Justin Herbert, the Sherbert Meister, ahead of Joe freaking Burrow in Rookie of the Year as of right now. Let me tell you something. For one, this kid has only played in 1 game. He looked pretty good.
Well, 1.5, I think.
1.5. I was going to. But
okay, sorry.
He come in garbage time, 1 game, played 1 full game. His offensive line is middle to top middle of the league. Joe Burrow's offensive line is at the bottom in every category. Go look at the numbers and think for yourself. Anybody who votes for Rookie of the Year this year, anybody, whoever does that, whatever sports writers, look at the stats, look at how many games were played, look at the offensive line, and then make your decision. Don't start jumping off and popping off at the mouth week 5 that Sherbert's now taken over Joe Burrow for Rookie of the Year. It's ridiculous. That's it.
Yeah. The big to me, this is the only reason that he has jumped above Joe Burrow. Don't get me wrong, he's done good. Joe Burrow had 3 consecutive 300-yard passing games. He had, I wish I keep going through this. He had all these other stats, completion stats, and percentage of his completions are the best ever for a rookie. But he plays in Cincinnati. Herbert plays in LA. That's why. If you're going strictly by the numbers, Burrow's better right now. Just statistically, easy for me to say. I know we got to throw out Baltimore or the Ratbirds game, but yeah.
He's got the better offensive line. He's got LA, Las Vegas on his side. And the fact of the matter is he hasn't played the Ravens. Let me see him play the Ravens. Let me see him play Pittsburgh twice a year. Then we'll see what he's made of. Don't tell me this after he beats, the Arizona Cardinals or whoever. Let's see him play a defense.
The AFC North is and has been, if not but one of the hardest divisions in football. I mean, right now, honestly, unfortunately, the Bengals are the only ones that really aren't in the race right now, which, not really. They aren't in the race. But you got the Browns, you got the Ratbirds, you got the Steelers. They're all in it. They're all winning teams. And another thing is you got to look at the QB talent in this division. You got old Ben, who's he's maybe got 3, maybe 2 years left. I don't think he's going to be here that much longer. But then you got the young guns. You got Lamar, you got Baker, and you got our boy Joe freaking Burrow. So this division is not going to go away. It's not going to get any easier. So that's the other thing with the Bengals. If they want to compete in this division, you've got to upgrade. I don't even say in every position. Biggest thing is we need to get deep threat. We need to get the offensive line. We can compete with these teams. I keep saying that. I know the score with the Browns wasn't that great, but I still say we competed with them. I still say we were in that game for the most part. But this division, when they'll say all the AFC West is the best division or whatever, I'm like, what are you looking at? That's not even close in my opinion.
Ain't been close in 10 years. You got anything on the whole Burrow Herbert thing, Mike?
You guys pretty much made a great point. We don't have much of an offensive line. They do. So it all comes down to, I think Burrow's a better quarterback, And like you said, if they haven't played the Ravens, they haven't played the Steelers. Of course, they haven't played the Cleveland Browns. So and I agree with Jeff, Our division's like one of the toughest divisions in the league. So that you guys pretty much hit it.
Yeah, the thing is, and the other thing that makes our division hard, and I can't stand these teams, but the Ratbirds and the Squealers, they got some of the best defenses in football. Because when they are rolling, like the Ravens were against us Sunday, you don't know where that blitz is coming from. And as even Archie Manning text Joe Burrow, and even said that Eli had a zero quarterback rating his first time playing the Ravens. So, and Eli's won 2 Super Bowls. So, he's a pretty good quarterback. So it happens to the best of them. It's a learning curve that he's going to have to, get better. And he's going to get better, All right, Landon, who you guys want to win Sunday, Browns or Steelers? I would love it if they would both lose somehow. Can we get that? They both just lose? No. I'd probably take I probably actually want the Browns because the Squealers haven't lost a game yet. So that's who I would say. All right. And he does have a harm. LaShawn, I don't know what you're talking about. What did you say earlier?
Maybe Burrow has an arm.
Maybe. Maybe
that's what it looked like it.
Compared to Andy? Is that what you're talking about? Maybe that's what he was talking about. Yeah, compared to Andy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Burrow's got an arm, which that already cracks me up. And Colin Cowhead, all offseason, they're going to ruin Joe Burrow. Oh, I don't really think he's that good. Oh, he doesn't have that good of an arm. Oh, and I'm like, and, have an arm, you can have a rocket for an arm. That's great. But if you're not accurate, I'd rather take the accurate quarterback than the guy who's got the rocket arm. And now Cowhead's like, oh, Joe Burrow's pretty good. And like, duh. I've been saying that Good.
I did see Cowherd yesterday, or it might have been this morning. Yeah, loser. How about that? Talking about Herbert now. He's on the Herbert train. This kid got him later than Burrow. Hey, fact of the matter is, I don't care if you were drafted first or seventh. If it was swapped and San Diego had the first pick, they would have took Joe Burrow. He's the man. We have a whole different team than San Diego. Our defense isn't quite as good as theirs. Our offensive line, as I've said, is at the bottom of every category. But if you switch them picks, they would have done the same thing. Joe Burrow is the future of Cincinnati, and that's the reason we still have people watching this show. That's the reason why people still join Bengals Nation. That's the reason why people are still subscribing to YouTube, Sports with Strawberry Ice. That's why fans are still doing this, because they know we're not that far. As you said before, Jeff, and you've said, Mike, we are not that far. We are a couple pieces on the line, maybe an extra receiver, a Jamar Chase, something like that, depending on where we draft, and a couple offensive linemen, free agency draft, whatever, a couple pieces on defense. This team will be after the AFC North shortly, and you can write it down. And here's a pen.
Yeah, we're an off season away from it. And the other thing is, I know we talk about the offensive line a lot, but if you guys remember, because let's get back to something we were talking about yesterday, where the narrative for the Bengals is we never win anything. We're not that good of a team, or we've always had a bad offensive line. But if you guys remember, when Marvin Lewis got here, his first year he got here, we had John Kitna, some people call him. We went 8-8 that year. We had a pretty good offensive line. So they added a couple pieces. One of them was Carson Palmer, Carson didn't play his first year. Second year, he started playing, and we took off. We won the division and went to the playoff. I'm not saying we're going to do that next year, but if you can fix that offensive line and add a couple pieces, it's kind of the same thing. I know we're not going to go 8-8. Well, I hope we go 8-8, but I don't know. It'd be kind of difficult to do that. But the teams are similar. I hate keep saying the same thing, but it is the same thing. Is it's offensive line,
It really is. And who I was thinking of with Justin Herbert, he kind of reminds me of a young Jeff George. People want to talk about the great arm strength. Well, as you were saying, great arm strength is great. But if you can't complete all your passes, if you're throwing wild, you're throwing intercept, it don't matter how strong your arm is. John Elway had a strong arm, and he was great. That's good. But Jeff George had one. He would play good, but he never won a thing. So,
right. Well, you know who had one of the strongest arms I've ever saw was Jamarcus Russell. That dude could throw the ball from kneeling on one knee, could throw it 50 yards. And what happened to him?
LSU. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
I would like to comment on the Burrow and Dalton quarterbacking real quick, if I could.
Go for it.
I think it's going to come down to the last possession. It's all going to come down to all positions, who's going to outdo the other position. So I think Burrow might have the top notch on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I hope.
Dennis has got a question here. Said something. Hey, Strawberry Ice, I guess you're not going to answer my question I mentioned to you, but if you Haven't read it. You need to go back and look at my answer on YouTube. I don't know what you asked me a lot of questions, Dennis. You can answer me right now, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. I have no idea what you're talking about or what question you're talking about. So feel free to ask me right now. Okay, Facebook user. I guess they were asking who wanted to win, Browns or Steelers. I said Browns. You guys would rather have it be the Browns than the Squealers, right? I mean, for Sunday.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, because right now, they're going to win their games. I'd rather see the Browns go down for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, but you got something, Mike? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, I always like to see the Steelers and Browns get beat because those are like our rivalries. But if I had to pick one of them, I'd have to go with the Browns.
You want the Browns to win or
to beat the Steelers? Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Now I know we keep talking about. I keep talking about say Carlos because I'm hoping Carlos Dunlap has a bounce back game because of the great karma and stuff he's had, against the Colts. Another interesting thing, he got his very first career sack all the way back in 2010. That was against Peyton Manning. So that's a pretty good one to have on your notch right there. So I'm looking for a big game from Carlos. I'm looking for a big game from Gino, and I'm looking for a big game from the Joes, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow. I think that they are – I think this week has been rough. I think the offensive line, the offense getting embarrassed basically by the Ravens, the Raptors, that I have a feeling that we are going to show up and play a lot better. At least I hope we do. At least we better because you're going to go put that performance on the field. You gotta come back with something better than that. And I know Joe Burrow will because that's the type of player he is. He doesn't make excuses. That's one thing I love about him. And that's one thing I used to love about AJ Green. He didn't make excuses. He just put his head down and played. That's where Joe's at. That's where I wish AJ would get back to. So I just really think, and if Joe Burrow is as good as we all say he is, that's what great quarterbacks do. They bounce back from bad games, fix their mistakes, and move on. And that's what this coaching staff has got to do because I said it yesterday, Dave Lapham said this, and it's basic offensive line schemes, which I've never played offensive line, but I'm taking it from Dave Lapham. He said you work from the inside out. And the problem was they were running straight up the gut, and nobody was touching them. That can't happen. That just literally just cannot happen. You cannot have missing assignments. So that's on the coaching staff. That's on Callahan. That's on Turner. That's on Zach. They got to fix that. There's been too many times this year that we've had free blitzers running at Joe Burrow. You can't have that. So I'm looking for that. That to me, that's something that has to improve as this year goes on. We got to, obviously we all know we got to protect Joe Burrow, but you can't have mistakes. You got to coach that out of them, or the guys got to, take the mental challenge to make sure they know what their assignment is. They can't have that.
Yeah. And that goes back to coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been screaming it. I've been screaming it. They're not doing that for their looks. They're doing that because that's what they've been coached to do. That's what that was the play call. And just like Joe Burrow needs to bounce back, this offensive line needs to look at themselves in the mirror, and they need to bounce back because I don't want the Colts and Rivers to have their breakout game against Cincinnati. That happens too much to us. Whether if we just lost the game or if we just won a big game, we always seem to make somebody look like they're in the prime of their career or they're heading to the freaking Super Bowl, and we just cannot afford to do that being 1-3-1 now. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got to be 2-3 after this game to just be still talked about. I did hear Burrow got signed with a local Ohio group where he'll be doing some commercials and that kind of thing in Ohio.
It's a car dealership or a car manufacturer or something.
Yeah, and I really think he needs to be on one of those Heisman House commercials. They need to have one for him.
I've said that. I mean, the first one. I mean, I'm going to play my Joe Burrow man crush card again. But first time I saw the Heisman commercial, I'm like, yeah, all right, where's Joe? Where's Joe? He's not on there. Why the hell is he not on there?
Best year ever for a Heisman candidate or winner.
Heisman Trophy Award winner. Hello, where's Joe freaking Burrow?
And he's got the cigar. I mean, he could be sitting in the house and sit back on the chair with his cigar. Right. Where's Joe Burrow? Come on. I mean, we're not that small of a city. Come on, guys. Come on.
Hey, Gitlow, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, dude?
So yeah, that was the first thing. I'm like, now you don't want him to be Baker Mayfield though. You don't want him to do a whole bunch of commercials and then suck, which I don't think. I mean, Joe Burrow's not going to suck. That's just not. That's just not. That's just not
his DNA.
No. So I mean, I had a point when you're talking about the offensive line. I cannot remember what in the world I was going to say, but it's the same stuff we've been going over about. They've got to fix it, and they got to make sure they're in the right gaps. Like that's just. I understand if you're not quick enough, fast enough, whatever, but you got to at least be in the right spots, man. You at least trip the guy as he's running you over or something. I mean, and hopefully the other thing they got to really improve. And Jeremy, you talked about this a lot. Our red zone efficiency. How many touchdowns have we lost in this season for holding penalties? Or we also had the push off by AJ, which we all think wasn't a push, or it was a push off, but we don't call that. And then just the near misses. I mean, from Drew Sample bringing the ball down so the guy could rip it away from him. And then T. Higgins, I think that same game had one that just bounced out of his hands. It's just they're right there, and those could be key things if you score. Then that would have helped. Obviously, would have helped the Bengals win, and that's where they're close. I mean, they are close. I mean, I know that everybody's upset. The Ravens was a bad game, but like I said, realistically, people, I didn't think it was going to be a good game for us. I didn't think we'd get almost shut out. Oh, I got one for you. I think Mike. I think you posted this, Mike, on Bengals Nation. The defensive coordinator yelling at Zach Taylor saying it's a shutout or whatever because he's upset because we kicked a field goal or something. I didn't read the whole article. Did you read it?
Yeah, let me explain that real quick. I posted it on Bengals Nation, and the defensive coordinator got really upset with Zach Taylor because they kicked a field goal, and they didn't get the shutout that the Ravens wanted. So that's what that was all about. The defensive coordinator kind of called out Zach Taylor's name, called him everything in the book but his name. So Zach Taylor just left and just moved forward on, and Zach Taylor's doing good right now, though. So,
all right, Brad, cool channel. Thank you, sir. If you are new, welcome to the channel. Welcome to my show or our show. And yeah, you're right. I think we should be 3-2. Yeah, there's like hell, we could have won the Chargers game or should have won the Chargers game. We should have won the Eagles game. I say, Brad, we are not far from being a good team, guys. Right, exactly. And it's not going to show up every week because there are big problems with this team. And I'm going to say it again. It's offensive line. We say that every time, but it's such a big problem. And that's why Jim Turner is my Zeke of the week and why I think the man should be fired. Because you can't tell the coaching staff that we're good and your position performs like this. And people say, well, is that the offensive coordinator's problem? The man's the offensive line coach, okay? He's responsible for how they're playing, and they're not playing good at all. So,
yep. And like we said a little earlier in the show, we're just a few pieces away. Right now, we're injured big time. A lot of big injuries. Our offensive line is horrible, but we're just a few pieces away from being right where we're going to want to be. I mean, wild card, leading the division, we're not that far off. And to pick up real quick, I just wanted to add a little more to what Mike said about them getting upset that we kicked a field goal. One of you guys out there left a killer response that cracked me up.
You're talking about Bengals Nation?
Yes, on Bengals Nation, on that post, he said Zach Taylor should have tweeted back and said, "Why in the hell did you put 27 points up on us?" Right. I mean, all we did was put 3 up on you, and that was a killer response. Whoever you are, if you're watching or if you watch this later, leave us a comment. I'm giving you props.
There you go. All right, get low. If the coaches made an adjustment last year that made the O-line better, is it coaching or player issues? See, that's a good question, Gitlow, because they did. The offensive line did get better last year. I mean, not great, but they did get better. So I don't know. Now the other thing you say is, was it the teams we played? Because off the top of my head, I can't remember who we played the second half, but the offensive line did get better. But that is a good question, and I'll preface this to what I'm just curious, and I don't know the answer. Well, I won't know the answer until he comes back from injured reserve. But how would the offensive line look if Xavier Surfia, or Surflo, I think it's Surfia, I mess his name up every week, was our right guard? How different would our offensive line look? Because I mean, I had the times he got hit. Joe got hit. I did it on yesterday's show. He got hit less in the first game than he did. Let's see here. Okay. Week 1. Yeah, week 1, he only got hit 7 times. He only got hit 7 times week 1. Week 2, he got hit. Week 2, he got hit 18. Week 3, 5. Or week 5, 4. And then it's sort of like 51 hits. But I mean, the first game, he only got hit 7 times. So, I mean, that to me could say right there, we're a right guard from being halfway decent. You still have to. You still have to. I think we still need a right tackle. I mean, you could get another guard, left guard. Michael Jordan could be replaced. I mean, if you can upgrade any position, you do it. But to me, if that's where I go to Jim Turner. If Surfia was that big of a cog, why didn't we have somebody else ready to go? Why isn't there other guys here? Because the guys we have obviously are not performing. Because me and Jeremy, we talk about this, that we think Bobby Hart and Billy Price and these guys will be good backups. I've actually kind of changed my thinking on that. I think they'd be terrible backups because we're watching them play right now, and a backup has to at least be somewhat good enough to not miss the guy in front of you. Because look at the defense. I mean, we've had so many injuries on our defense. Offensive line, we've had 1 injury. That's it. 1 guy's got hurt. Defense, we've had 5, 6 guys, and our defense is still playing good. So to me, that's Emerald did and the Bengals did a great job of revamping the defense, not only the starters, but the guys that are replacing them. And the offensive line, we did 2 things. We signed Surfia and we drafted a Denijai who hasn't seen the field yet. That's where I keep saying it. I'm going to probably bang this drum until either they play better or they fire him, but Jim Turner needs to go, in my opinion.
Now, what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think Jim Turner should definitely be fired because he's part of the problem. If you're going to think that the offensive line that we have now is good, oh God, I hate to see what it's like when they're really bad, but yeah, he should be gone by the end of the year or after the season's out with. It just doesn't make sense to keep a bad coach around and then expect the same results like you mentioned the other day, Jeremy. So it's like, why would you keep the same offensive line and keep the same coach when you're going to get the same results?
Right. I mean, Gitlow said they got better as the season got on, and I think that was fool's gold and that's where I think they're like, oh, our offensive line isn't that far away. No, our offensive line sucks, and so I don't know what they did. I mean, Redmond, I'm pretty sure was the right guard then, and I don't even know who was the left tackle because we had so many guys in there because it was supposed to be Jonah Williams, but he got hurt last year. So the talent, honestly, on the offensive line this year is better. I mean, Trey Hopkins became the starter last year. Michael Jordan was in and out. He's been in every game. I'm still kind of hit or miss on him as a left guard, but for the most part, he's okay. Jonah Williams, I said, he's a rookie. The talent is actually better, but it's nowhere close to what they did to the defense. That's my point. The defense, they upgraded big time, and they didn't do it on the offensive line. Like I said, I think it's fool's gold for what happened to the offensive line last year. All right, Brad. So Mike Brown writes a letter to Joe Burrow expressing how much he appreciates having him, but doesn't address the offensive line. See, now, again, everybody always wants to blame Mike Brown, and I find myself defending him on here more, and I'm not trying to, but I said this on show this week. Lou Amorito said we got to go from the 4-3 to the 3-4. We got to totally change what we're doing. We need to get our secondary better, our linebacking core better, all that, everything, every part of our defense, we've got to change and get better. And they listened to him. So Jim Turner, they go to him. Oh, we're good, man. I think we just got to draft like a 6th-round guy that I think is like a 2nd-round grade and then sign another guard, and we're fine. So I don't think that's Mike Brown's fault. That's, if you're hired to coach a position and you tell them we're good and we're obviously not, you deserve to get fired. I'm not saying this year. I mean, I'm not saying during the year, but I mean, what's it going to hurt? I mean, at least it would shake something up, They've got assistant offensive line coaches. Maybe throw them out there. It can't be much worse.
Yeah, if you look at our offensive line, I mean, to hear the name Redmond and Hart for 3 years now is absolutely ridiculous. When you really look at our offensive line, we have really 2 players that are solid. Jonah Williams, he's a rookie. He's had a couple plays here and there, but overall, pretty dang impressive.
Yeah.
Trey Hopkins at center, coming from guard. I mean, this guy can do anything. He can switch. If we ever did get a real center, he could switch back to guard. He's solid as can be. Michael Jordan, maybe, but as we say, maybe, and then we have horrible Redmond and horrible Hart. That's really 3 linemen that we've allowed
and
to be
Billy
around
Price.
for. Billy Price coming in and out. He's gone. He's done. He ain't even going to start again unless somebody gets hurt. But
don't say that. he might.
Well,
you never know.
But yeah, I mean, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable by the head coach. It's inexcusable by the owner, by player personnel, anybody that's involved with the organization, football wise. It's inexcusable to bring in Joe Burrow to something like this. Yeah. Should have never been like this.
The beyond frustrating part is they did more in one offseason than I've ever seen the Bengals do in my 45 years of being on this earth. I've never seen them make that many changes to one side of the ball. And it's just like, if you just did a little bit to the offensive line, this season could be completely different, and it's so frustrating. I was like, ugh. All right, Lowe's got a question here. All right. Mike did what he could with that crap and Mixon and AJ's contract.
Oh, with the cap?
The cap. Oh, sorry. Crap. Cap. I can't read. Mixon and AJ's contract. Well, I mean, AJ, there wasn't much to do to negotiate. They just put him on the franchise tag. They knew what they knew what it was going to be. They weren't going to sign him to long term, so they knew what that was. To me, Mixon, that contract is perfect. I mean, because I like I've said it on past shows, you can't sign him. He's a great running back. I love him, but you can't sign him more than 4 years. I mean, these huge deals that McCaffrey's got, and then oh man, the guy who went to Georgia? He got drafted by the Rams, and now he's in Atlanta. I can't think of his name. He signed a huge
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Gurley. He signed a huge, deal. I mean, I hate to say it, running backs don't last that long unless you're Adrian Peterson. That's about the only one. So I mean, I'm I'm okay with the Mixon deal, and I'm okay with it. I don't know how far we are under the cap. I'm pretty sure we're still under the cap. We're not over it or really close to it. So, and the thing is, you didn't have to get like, okay, Jeremy, Trent Williams is out there, wasn't he? Isn't that the guy was from Washington? He was available, and Wolford was available. There were guys that were available right before the season started, and I'm like, why don't you try? See, if they don't have anything, cut them. At least bring them in. But like, nope, we're good. I'm like, I don't like. What made you think that? Like, it wasn't. I guess it had to be the way the offensive line played at the end of last year. And like I said, to me, that's fool's gold. But what do I know? I'm just a guy with a YouTube show.
Well, like you said, the running backs, you're right, Jeff. You hit that one on the head. Running backs don't last as long. I think their minimum of years is like 5 years, I think. So Mixon, what is this? How long has Mixon been in the league with the Bengals?
I think this is his fourth year. Is his third or fourth year?
Third or fourth. So he's pretty much towards at the end of his time too. So
well, I wouldn't say that. We signed him for 4 years. He's in the middle of it. As long as he stays healthy.
Well, yeah.
I think he's gonna be good for the next 4 years. And who knows if he's still good? Then sign. But you still don't sign. He's not going to get 4 years is about as long as he's going to get. Right. If he does good after the 4 years, and the Bengals want to sign him again, I think they might offer him a 2-year contract. You can't sign these guys for that long. It doesn't work. You're going to be stuck with it. Then you got to think of a big salary.
Especially running backs.
Right. I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes right now. Like I said, unless you're Adrian Peterson, I mean, the days of Emmitt Smith and these guys running forever, they just don't do it because the other thing is football, NFL teams don't want to, even if you are that good, they don't want to pay you that much money because they can go draft a kid can be just as productive, or two guys who's just as productive as you are for less money than they would be paying you. So then that way they can spend the money on an offensive line or defense or, stuff like that. So that's where football's going, unfortunately. All right, get low. Did you see the stats on Turner this year? He got beat like a drum last game. He looked like Hart. Yeah, hey, and like I said, at the time, I said, bring him in, and then if you don't like him, cut him. That was an option. I don't know how Wolford's doing. Did he get picked up by anybody? I'm sure he did.
He actually opted out.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Couldn't get him anyway. But it's just like I said, it's just frustrating. This season could be so much different. And if Seraphilia doesn't get hurt, it still could be different, but it is what it is. He's hurt. We're stuck at where we're stuck. We just got to hope that they can figure something out. That's the biggest thing. But I do think we're going to beat the Colts. I'm trying to be optimistic. I do think we're going to beat the Colts. I think we got a shot. I think they're going to put pressure on Old Man Rivers. And I think it's going to be a competitive game. I mean, because every game has been competitive except this last one. We've been in every game, So it's going to be fun. And I'm so glad they're actually, well, as long as there's no actual positive test, they're going to play the game.
Yeah. There's a few games every year, no matter how the Bengals are playing, that you look at and you say, this is a winnable game. This will be a fun game to watch because it is winnable. If
it's not gonna
come out and lay an egg.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It ain't gonna be easy. They're gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to have no mistakes. It's not gonna be an easy game. There is no easy games for the Bengals. There is no easy games. I mean, even we go play the Giants. I think we played the Giants and the Jets. I know we played the Giants this year. That one might be an easier game, but none of them are easy. None of them are easy. It's just, especially for a young team, figuring out what it takes to win and compete in this league. So, all right, I want to get to the Facebook groups here that I help run and we help run. They are Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, Reds Country, and Cyclones Country. And for all you guys out there, I ask you to follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I didn't get the yesterday's show up on the podcast, but I'll try to get both of them up today or tomorrow. So if you guys are listening to this on the podcast, give us a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate it. YouTubers, we're at 665. I added another one. I think it was Jeremy's sister. I'll take all and every subscribers I can get. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's try to keep it rolling. Try to get to 700 as fast as we can. Now, Jeremy, we come to the part of the show where hopefully next week or hopefully Monday, you can do a poem. Maybe do a poem. Yep. That'd be great because you do poems when we win. So hopefully that'll happen. But we didn't get a poem. But you can go ahead and end the show for us.
The winner's poem, man. It will come. I hope it's coming on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Want to throw out a few just really quick things. The Colts defense, even though I say it's winnable, we all think we can win this game. They've only allowed a little less than 900 yards per game or this year in passing. That's pretty stout. They've only allowed 432 rushing yards. Pretty stout. They've held teams to 1 touchdown rushing. So it's not going to be a gimme game, but it's a winnable game. So anyway, I'm going to get you guys out of here. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Bengals Nation.
Subscribe.
Go to Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit subscribe. You'll never miss a show. It's also probably going to be an announcement on Bengals Nation, but we need you to go to YouTube and subscribe so we can see who you are, what your name is, and pop you up on the screen.
Exactly.
But anyway, as always, and after every show, I want you guys to remember one thing. That is, you don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati, so freaking act like it. Hoo day.
Hoo day. And that's
Hoo day.
baby. See ya.